I thought that I had found something that would help me, I could finally play my favorite game of all time on stream, but fuck you, apparently not. Take-Two Interactive fucking hates you. And says, oh no BioShock Infinite stream. Nope, you're not allowed to do it. We just haven't updated it. We released this brand new updated, remastered version in 2020, but fuck you, we're not actually gonna put in the ability to fucking stream the fucking game. Fuck you. Get fucked. Go fuck yourself. Get out of my fucking house, Take-Two, you fucking pieces of shit. It's the greatest fucking game ever, and apparently you have a new fucking BioShock down the down the fucking pipeline here, but you don't want us to give you fucking free publicity by streaming your best fucking game that you've ever created? Fuck you. You're idiots. You're a dumb fuck. You're stupid. You are brain dead. Take-Two Interactive is filled with idiots. Every single person involved with that decision at Take-Two Interactive is a moron. No one, and I mean no one, is stupid enough to do that. If you know you have a good-ass game, you should let people stream your game. If you don't, then you are losing free publicity. If you have a bad game, like, I don't know, Callisto Protocol, or shit, I'm trying to think of bad games. like games that are just legit, like, boring terrible. Not like fun terrible, like Dolmen. Terrible games. Like, oh, the new Saints Row. Yeah. Those games, I mean, I would understand why you wouldn't want people to, stream them, because then they'd, like, watch the streams and be like, holy shit, this game's terrible. Let's not buy it. That makes sense. But if you're making games that are, like, really solid, you've got to let people stream them. Because people need to see it. You created those remasters so that way a new generation of consoles could actually play the games. But now you're not letting a new generation of people stream them. You're idiots. You're dumber than a sack full of bricks. It's a terrible business decision. Okay? It's terrible. I may just have an associate's degree, but even I'm not stupid enough for that. Jesus Christ. Idiots. And they're like the only game that I've found that doesn't let you do it. There are games that say they won't let you do it, but they really do. But no. It straight up, in the hardware, doesn't let you do it. And it does not make sense. I'm genuinely confused and bewildered at the idiocy of the people at Take-Two Interactive. Granted, doesn't Take-Two own Rockstar?
Sure, let me check.
Yeah, granted, doesn't Take-Two own Rockstar? Because if so, fucking makes sense. Makes fucking sense. This game sucks too.
Okay, got something.
Do I still have my bounty? Also, god damn it, I hate doing the same mission over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's always this. I don't remember ever getting another mission other than go kill the armored guy. I don't remember ever getting one other than this. It's either been go get the armored guy at Polito Cove, go get the armored guy in, I was about to say Shady Sands, but that is Fallout 2? 1? 1 or 2? 1 and 2, I think. And no, that's not correct. Sandy Shores. Or the one at the combination gas station and ammunition. Combination gas station and yeah. But yeah, that it definitely makes sense that Take-Two Interactive runs Rockstar too, because just dumbass business decisions. There was a speech from Steve fucking Jobs, of all people, you know, one of the greatest businessmen of all time, one of the greatest innovators of all time, who's like, you know, I tragically forgotten the actual quote, but the gist of it is, you start the business with people who actually care about the product and who actually know what they're doing, and then gradually you start replacing those people with business degrees. Like me. But, you know, you get those people who have the business degrees and who don't care about the product. They only know about money and how to make money. So, gradually, you know, you get the more long-term profits, or you get more short-term profits, because you've got, you know, people who understand the business side, people who can, you know, sell their souls to make money. But then, as you do that, you know, you lose the plot, you know? You've got no product quality anymore, because you've gotten rid of the people who actually know what they're doing. And once you do that, you lose sight of what made you to begin with. You know, the product you made, the type of service you gave, that sort of thing. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze there. It's still a No, I wasn't. I'm not going to sneeze anymore. I was going to say it's still a possibility, but it's not anymore. No more sneezing. But yeah, once you lose those people who gave a shit about the product, and you replace them with business motherfuckers like me, you can't make a good product anymore. You don't have a good company anymore. You just have people who are soullessly making inferior products to make money. And that is a shitty business model. It sucks big dick. But, you know, that's what happens in capitalism for you, you know? I'm not a fucking commie. I'm not a fucking socialist. I believe in fucking capitalism, I do. Straight up. But this is what happens when you fuck around and you don't fucking monitor capitalism, and you don't, like, keep it in check. And you just leave everyone to make shitty products instead of actually doing what their business is supposed to do. You get people who just want to make profits because they know they can cut corners, because, you know, they can sign those little corporate packs, they can make those little backroom deals to make oligopolies and shit. They can do all that stuff. Yeah. It's really shitty to see it happen to every single video game franchise that I like. There's not a single video game franchise that has really survived the whole oligopoly, hypercorporatization wave thing. We lost Battlefield. We lost Call of Duty. Really sad part is, the one that killed it was Infinite Warfare, but Infinite Warfare was actually a really solid game, but the trailer pissed everyone off. So then we just got fucked over. So instead we've just been getting terrible, terrible shit for the last, how many years? What was it? 2018 was when World War II came out? Yeah. We've just been getting terrible, terrible, mindless, drivel bullshit since 2018. So, 4 years. Yeah, the last 4 releases have been utter dog shit. Brainless, thoughtless, spineless dog shit. And that sucks. That makes me fucking sad. You know, I don't normally like to talk about my feelings, but that shit makes me real sad. Because it didn't have to be this way. It never had to be this way. I'm gonna push this guy off a cliff. I think that would be really funny. Okay, there wasn't really that much of a cliff and he kind of went the wrong way, but still that was funny. Yeah, I think it's just been really, really sad to watch Call of Duty go the way it did. BioShock didn't really go the way it did. You know, BioShock hasn't actually released any games since 2012, and the last game they did release was, you know... Oh wait, no, it was 2013. Sorry, 2013. 2013. Yeah, they haven't released a game since 2013, but it was one of the greatest fucking video games of all time. Genuinely transformative, changed the medium of gaming forever. Great gameplay, great story, really fun. Had a lot of really poignant themes. Yeah, BioShock Infinite is great, but this inaction, the streaming thing, is really shitty. And I'm worried to see what they're going to do in the future with that. I'm just a little bit fucking scared about that. Because it's like, why? Why would you do that? But then, again, you think about it and you're like, oh yeah, they own Rockstar, and Rockstar has been making shitty decisions recently. You know? With the forced obsolescence and the fact that basically no gameplay innovations were made between this version and the next gen version. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that, yeah, I'm worried about the next BioShock. If this is the quality that was Rockstar, you know? Oh, and don't even get me started on the fucking definitive editions. Take-Two does own Rockstar, right? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Hang on. Oh, shit. I am driving with one hand. So, yeah, sorry. I am, in fact, driving with one hand. So, it's kind of difficult. Back to two hands right now, but, yeah. But, yeah, I'm 99.999999999% sure. Well, first of all, that I'm stuck. Yeah, we're stuck. Fuck it. Alright, let's go. I know how to get out of here. It's just gonna be... It's gonna take a little bit longer. It's fine, though. Yep. We're just gonna have to book it on foot. Again, I'm running with one hand, so... Does take to own Rockstar. Yup! Yes, I do. I was right. I'm so smart. I mean, not that that really requires any intense brains, but still, I'm glad I remembered that. But yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, don't even get me started on the fucking definitive editions of the GTA 3D trilogy. That was terrible. That was like a fucking war crime. Those were so bad. Like, Jesus Christ, how do you fuck up those games? But they did. They fucking figured out a way. They did. They figured out a way. So, yeah, maybe the... But again, just seeing all the best franchises and all the best, like, gaming companies that you used to love throwing their reputation... Wait, yeah, why am I going back the other way? I can just do this. I can just parachute to the bunker. Yeah. Duh. Just watching them, like, throw away all their goodwill for increased corporatization and, instead of, like, putting out those good games because, you know, you see a little bit of increase in profits. It's shitty. It makes me sad. And I'm a fucking... I've said it before in this little rant, and I'll say it again. I am a business student. This type of shit is my bread and butter. I know this type of shit. And, you know, if even I'm complaining about it, you know that something shitty is going on. Because this shit is literally what I study for. This is what I want my livelihood to be. So, again, if even I am complaining about it, then there's something going on that's wrong, and we need to fucking fix it. What? Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? What did I get fucking clipped on? I swear to god. I swear to god. This is Rockstar in Take 2. Hearing me complain about them, and then fucking me in the ass. Just to remind me that they have all the power here. Newsflash, assholes. You can just kill me over and over and over again. You do it all the time. I'm used to it. Giving me bullshit deaths in GTA Online is like, fucking giving Mario coins, you know? You get so much that it's meaningless. But yeah. There is something going wrong with our current form of capitalism. There's a lot of people who say we need to abolish capitalism. Capitalism is the huge problem, and we're all gonna die because of capitalism. No, absolutely not. Capitalism will probably save us. Making innovation and creating new things, that is a capitalist thing to do. However, companies have to compete with each other. That's the problem. You never get competition anymore. You get oligopoly, backrooms deals, like I was talking about before. You get all those, you know, fat corporate businessmen with Cuban cigars in their mouths laughing at eating poor people.
For this...
And, laughing at eating poor people and making sure that, they don't actually have to, innovate and compete because they're all working together to just sit around with their thumbs up their asses. You know, that sort of thing. Airlines do it. Cable companies do it. Cable companies are fucking famous for it. Those two are like the biggest examples of it. Big Pharma does it. They all do it. However, doesn't mean we have to let them. How do we fix it, you might say? I'm so glad you asked, viewers. The way we fix it is by electing people to Congress without corporate fucking money. That sort of thing. I will say, I did have to eat my words. I will say, I did have to eat my words, because I was going to make a video that came out tomorrow as of recording this. As of the stream right now, it would have come out tomorrow. Where I said, there's no way that Sam Bankman-Fried is going to get charged because he donated to the campaigns of every single person on the oversight committee for crypto. So, we were never going to see a Sam Bankman-Fried arrest. But guess what? We did. He got arrested in the Bahamas, and he's getting extradited. At least that was what I read in the letter. I might be misremembering it. I know the U.S. has made a request for extradition, and I know that the Bahamian? Maybe? I don't know the correct demonym for them. By the way, demonym is what you call someone from a certain place. The more you know. Like demographic? Demonym. Yeah, the more you know. Anywho, the Bahama police did arrest him, and I know the U.S. did make a request for extradition. Again, I just don't know if they granted it. But, yeah, that remains to be seen, but straight up, I was literally proven wrong. Literally less than 24 hours after I said that. So, fucking due credit for the United States. They did actually arrest Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know if that arrest is gonna do anything. He might walk, and that would be really shitty. I hope to see that little bastard behind bars. I did issue a challenge to him for mutual combat, and if he does get behind bars, I can't do that, because I can't beat the shit out of a man who's incarcerated without getting incarcerated myself. And then probably getting incarcerated for even longer. But it will make me happy to see that smug little bastard behind bars. So, you know, alright. Baby steps, baby steps. But I think that is a, I think that is a big hopeful sign. Holy shit, I almost just went over. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, God. Oh, God, please. 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 Come on. Let me out of this. There we go. Nice. Just gotta give it a little bit more. But yeah, I think that is an incredible sign of progress and of hope. You know? I'm glad that money can't get you immunity from arrest. It can get you immunity from a lot of things, but you will still get arrested. Sometimes. Maybe. If you lose enough people enough money. 'Cause I don't know if all those senators are, you know, free from crypto. I feel like maybe some of those people might have lost a little bit of money in the whole FTX scam. So I think maybe they are a little bit out for blood. But again, very glad that there is an arrest in that. And hopefully we will see some more arrests in the Mar-a-Lago thing. Donald Trump got some stuff, some bad news today. His special master is finally done. The DOJ can now start looking through the documents seized from the Mar-a-Lago basement after a couple of months. So that's good. Good to hear. That's gonna really help out. But unfortunately, Merrick Garland is kind of a, I wouldn't say bitch or coward. It feels like cowardice. Maybe it's not. Maybe he really just wants to get the slam dunk. But he's running out of time to get the arrest and the prosecution on Trump. He's really taken his sweet ass time. So either he's not gonna do it and he's too much of a coward, or he works for Trump, or we're gonna see it like very, very last minute. We're gonna finally see like Trump in handcuffs, and that is gonna be weird. Because genuinely, I am not sure I could ever get used to seeing Donald Trump being fucking actually treated like a goddamn criminal, which he is. The Trump organization was just found guilty, so you know there's something there. Yeah. I would say, of all my problems with this sort of implementation of capitalism and the shit that's been going on with it, I would say the most irritating thing of all is shrinkflation. Shrinkflation pisses me off so much. Same size bag for half the product you used to get. Or 2/3 the product you used to get sometimes, if they're feeling generous. If they don't feel like giving you the whole dick, if they just want to give you like just the tip, they'll give you 2/3 of what they used to give you. But the same size bag, because they fucking hate the environment and they love making you pay full price. It's bullshit. Fucking, not to sound like a fucking beta. Not that I actually believe in like alphas and betas and shit, but like, you know, not to sound like a beta bitch, but the skinny pop popcorn. I know. Real men eat smart pop. Or smart food. I know. But the skinny pop popcorn, literally, I got, I think, half a bag full. I got the huge bag for like the family size, because, you know, most of the people in my family like popcorn, because we're, you know, like average human beings. Who doesn't like popcorn, by the way? Anywho, I'm getting off track. I'm getting off topic. But we got the family size bag, and it was like half full. It was literally half full. And we still had to pay full price for it. I think it was probably more, honestly, more than what the old price was because of inflation. And they stuck less shit in there. It's ridiculous. It's so frustrating. Shrinkflation is the most frustrating part about this sort of stage of capitalism. I will reiterate, and I will continue to reiterate that for the rest of my days. I hate shrinkflation so much. Nothing pisses me off more. Yeah. We're never gonna see an end to shrinkflation or shitty business practices. Unfortunately, that is just what happens with capitalism. But we can mitigate them. We can make them less prevalent. We can hold companies to it. There already is like a legal standard for shrinkflation. And I think a lot of things are within the like limit for like hey, that's illegal, you can't do that. Like there are cases of it where it's so bad that people can probably sue and it would win. But I don't think a lot of people know that they can. And I wouldn't doubt it if the fucking Supreme Court that we have right now they're getting fucking bribed, right? Like, if somebody took that to the Supreme Court, who's to say, like, all right, say I made a lawsuit against Skinny Pop, and I said, hey, fuck you, Skinny Pop, this is half full. It didn't used to be. Give me my fucking money back. Give everyone their money back. You suck, you piece of shit. And they took it all the way to the fucking Supreme Court, which, granted, they probably wouldn't do, just because those big companies always settle. But if they did take us to the Supreme Court, all they would have to do is just bribe SCOTUS, which they are fully capable of doing. I forget who owns Skinny Pop. I would have to look. When I get back to the bunker, I will. I'll look up who owns Skinny Pop. But if I sued them, and they went to the Supreme Court, they could bribe the Supreme Court, and they would take it, and Skinny Pop would win that case. Not on its own merits, but because they bribed the Supreme Court of the United States. And that's shitty. Because we would never be able to prove that the Supreme Court got bribed. And even if we did, it would be impossible to impeach them, because we're about to get we're going to get a fully Republican House. So they'll probably do some fuckery for the Senate. But the Senate, I used to know how impeachment works, but, well, all right, I forget how impeachment works. It doesn't. Impeachment doesn't work. I think the House votes to impeach, and then the Senate votes to convict. I don't remember. I don't know. Who owns Skinny Pop? Hershey! God damn it, Hershey, I used to like you! Fuck, I feel so betrayed right now. I feel so betrayed right now. For those of you who don't know, I grew up very, very near to Hershey, Pennsylvania. So, fuck, that is such a betrayal. God, that is like walking in on like your childhood hero jerking off to furry porn, dude. That's fucked. That sucks, dude. Fuck. God damn it, Hershey. I trusted you. But yeah, fuck. It comes back down to, how does it feel watching all your favorite things be destroyed by oligopoly and late-stage capitalism? Alright, well, I say late-stage capitalism. It's not fucking late-stage. I hate that fucking terminology. I hate the people who use it. But, like, the stage that we're in, the one with oligopolies and all that shit, it doesn't have to be late-stage. Literally, all we need to do to turn this around is to actually get some fucking people with backbone. But what we have instead is, I'm gonna tell you my maybe a little bit unqualified opinion, but still somewhat qualified, because I do have psychology college credits and an associate's degree. Well, technically, alright, I'll walk it back even more. I do not have the associate's degree yet, but I am going to pass my last 2 classes. I was taking 3. I'm done with 1. It was one of the required classes for my my bachelor's major. So I'm done with that. I got an A on that. I think I'm going to get A's in the rest of these classes, but I don't need to. I don't need to get A's in the rest of these classes. All I have to do is nothing, actually. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I don't do anything, I'll still get C's in them, which will give me an associate's degree. So, I basically have an associate's degree, and I do have psychology college credits. So what I'm going to say is that, given my experience in business classes and psychology classes, what I think is happening now is a diffusion of responsibility where everybody with common sense knows that what's happening right now is the fault of capitalism and oligopolies and all that shit being too powerful and too unregulated. But a lot of those politicians either directly benefit from it, or they or they know they need to do something, but there's a lot of them and they're like, why should I have to do it? Somebody else should do it. And then I'll join in. And that's called diffusion of responsibility, where you're in a group and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the work, someone else can do the work. I just want to sit here and, you know, I'll contribute when somebody else takes the initiative. So everyone has responsibility to do it, but nobody acts on it, nobody follows their responsibility, so nothing gets done. And that is a huge psychological problem, increasingly well documented. There's been fucking so many studies on it. So it's just ridiculous. Fuck me. I hate these fucking griefers. There's a fucking another example of humanity at its worst, right? Here's a perfect example of just humans being douchebags. Fucking asshole there. No incentive to blow me up. Cause I think they released a couple updates ago, they said kills in free mode no longer contributes to your KD. So literally no incentive to kill me. I don't have supplies, so it's not going to give him RP. Literally, he just blew me up for no reason. And, you know, he just lives in an environment where he's free to do that. No incentive to do it. And no punishment not to do it. Humans will... Oh, and anonymity. Don't forget anonymity. But that kind of goes into the no consequences thing. But yeah, if human beings get the choice to either be a dick or not be a dick, and there's no incentive for them to not be a dick, they're gonna be a dick. You know? Most humans don't actually have altruism. I would argue altruism doesn't really exist. From an ethics perspective and a philosophy perspective, I don't think it really exists. And, you know, it sucks to live in that world once you recognize that. It really is shitty to just be like, yeah, people being good and having morals doesn't really exist. That's a shitty pill to swallow. But you have to at some point. Yeah, at some point you just have to realize that that is the world we live in. And there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah. Very, very depressing. I'm sorry. But, I mean, we're talking about oligopoly and the failures of capitalism and how the modern world is failing because there is no moral fiber anymore. You know, of course it's gonna turn into a bit depressing. But yeah, you just gotta accept it sometimes that there's gonna be depressing things to talk about. And that, again, that's another thing with the diffusion of responsibility, you know? People are gonna have to do hard things, have hard conversations, and, yeah, there's gonna be difficult actual effort involved. with fixing the world. And yeah, people need to accept that, but they don't want to. They don't want to do that. They don't want to accept the responsibility to do all that hard effort. They'd rather have somebody else do it. I think on both sides, there's a problem with personal accountability. I am willing to admit that. I'm willing to say that there's an accountability problem on both sides. I personally think that both sides treat different kinds of criminals differently depending on if it helps their voter base a lot, you know? I would consider myself on the left, but people on the left, other people on the left with slightly different viewpoints than me, tend to accept, you know, a lot of really people who do really shitty behavior just because they would tend to vote Democrat. And then there are people on the Republican side who are willing to overlook crimes committed by Republicans because they are Republicans. All the fucking Trump people bend over backwards to defend him, even though he literally sold state secret, not sold, gave classified state secrets to the Russians in the Oval Office. That happened. That was a thing that happened, and everyone seems to fucking forget it. So that happened, and nobody cares. Nobody on Trump's team cares. Nobody cares that he basically admitted to sexual assault. Nobody cares that he's been in a ton of photos with Jeffrey Epstein, and there was like credible evidence that he was on the sex island. Yeah. Nobody fucking cares. And there you go. There now you see you give them a tiny incentive to be a dick, and they will 100% do it. Yeah. Fucking... It's shitty. It's so shitty. Fuck my life. But yeah, what was I talking about? But people on the left will say, "Oh,
hello.
There's been a lot of like legit criminals. They're very in favor of like doing a lot of like pro. Why are you still shooting at me? The supplies are blown up. Fuck you. Piss off. Yeah, get out of here. But yeah, there's a lot of like leftist discourse about like, oh yeah, stealing isn't that bad. Doing drugs and all that shit isn't that bad. Fucking, it's ridiculous. The types of shit that you can get away with for a leftist, if you just fucking like if you belong to a certain demographic that typically votes Democrat, or who the fucking Bernie idiots think would support socialism, they will fucking worship you like a god no matter how many fucking crimes you commit. If you fucking... Yeah, if both sides don't like to hold people accountable. That's my point. Nobody likes to hold people accountable, and that is causing some of the problems in our society. Right? Like, all right. Here's another example, right? I'm gonna say a hot take here. I'm gonna say hot take here. But the opiate crisis is not a fucking black or white issue. It's not a big pharma caused it issue, you know? But both sides are like, big pharma didn't cause it, the addicts caused it. Or the addicts didn't cause it, big pharma caused it. When clearly, it's more complicated than both of that. And both sides share some of the fucking blame. I'm gonna sound like an enlightened centrist right now. I'm not. I fully believe in, fuck the right wing. Fuck Nazis. Fuck that shit. But 100% addiction is not just something that happens to you. If you take the fucking prescription painkillers, like I've had major surgeries. I've had 2 major surgeries, and I was prescribed opiates both times. Neither time did I get addicted. Neither fucking time. Both my parents got addicted to cigarettes, too. So either addiction is a recessive gene, like they like to say, oh, addiction is a genetic component, therefore nobody can actually, you know, make good choices and fucking actually learn not to get addicted and be, you know, have some kind of self-discipline. No, both my parents were smokers. No offense to my dad, but I'm not entirely sure he doesn't still smoke sometimes. He doesn't smell like he does, which would be a dead fucking giveaway. So, do credit to him. He doesn't do it around me, to the point where I don't think he does do it. Great. Am I stuck in place? Am I really stuck in place? That's so cool. GTA. That's really awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You really fucking stuck me in place. Oh, I swear to God. Rockstar and Take-Two. Oh my God. But yeah. I didn't get addicted to prescription painkillers. I didn't get any cravings after that. And even if you did, it is your choice to indulge those cravings or not. Once you're done with the prescription of painkillers, it is your choice to indulge them. I don't care what your body is telling you to do. You don't do it. You don't commit a fucking crime. There is a choice to commit a crime. And you have a choice to not continue that urge. But if you do, that's on you. Did Big Pharma overprescribe opiates? Maybe. But should people have better self-control? Absolutely. 100%. And so, both sides are going to hold one side accountable and not recognize that the other is also at fault. And that is going... So we're getting the increased polarization, which sucks. That divides us more. We're having no accountability. We're having diffusion of responsibility, which is also in the no accountability thing. So now, that's like the perfect recipe for a disaster. And what I'm thinking is, my main theory, you know, that meme where it's like the strong men create good times create weak men create hard times create strong men, that sort of thing. You know, it's a meme, it's kind of bullshit, but at the same time it is kind of true. You know, you create the era of prosperity and you know, economic boom that created the baby boomers. The baby boomers grew up in some of the best fucking times. It's incredible. It is astounding how good it used to be. In the fucking 1950s for a white dude, it was incredible. You had it made if you were a white dude in the US in the 50s. Or in England. You know, England had it good too. Do credit to them. You know, Britain fucking sucks, but yeah. Yeah, back in the 50s, it was really super easy to be a white dude. Up until the 60s. The 60s were pretty good too. You know, people were getting drafted, so that kind of sucked. But, you know, you can get out of it easily enough. Donald Trump got out of it. So yeah, if you got out of that, you know, you were mostly okay. But still, shit was fucking cheap back then. You could make a living on shit that you just can't do anymore. And that created the baby boomers. And the baby boomers created weak times. Or they sucked, you know. I would say they're the ones with the problems right now. Because the silent generation, the generation who fucking won World War II, who stormed the beaches of Normandy, unfortunately, they are dying. They were born about 100 years ago. Their time is up. So they can't guide us anymore. So now we've got baby boomers running the country. Except Joe Biden. Joe Biden's older than the baby boomers because he's older than fucking dirt. Right? I think he was born before World War II.
This one?
Yeah, he's an octogenarian. He turned 80 this year. Meaning he was born in 1942. Yep. Yeah, so he was born in 1942. That means that he is a silent generation and not a baby boomer. So, baby boomer, most of the senators right now are baby boomers. Baby boomers ruin the country. Because as soon as they started getting, like, elected into the Senate or being elected president, you know, George Bush fucked us over with the financial crisis. It happened on his watch. Most of the Senate at that time, I'm pretty sure, was baby boomers. And they fucked us over. So, the people made in the good times, the people who grew up in those good times, the baby boomers, they fucked things up for everybody. The hard times are going to create strong men. I would argue they are doing that right now. The millennials, as a Gen Z, I am partial to saying that the millennials fucking cringe. And they are also part of the weak men. Gen X are also part of the weak men. You know, I have Gen X parents. Sorry, Mom and Dad. You both fucking cringe. Compared to the generation that won World War II, kinda cringe. And kinda weak. You know, you guys had some hard times, but you're not where we are right now, okay? We are directly seeing, like, the end of our fucking democracy. And that's a little bit worse than, what happened in the fucking 80s? The 80s were pretty good, actually. I didn't really have anything. The 90s were pretty bad, but I feel like the 90s were bad because, like, the music was bad, the style was bad. Yeah, the 90s were bad for a different reason. The 90s were just shit. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in the 90s because, fucking, just everything sucked. But, the 90s were still, like, a pretty good time to be alive politically in the US. So, you know, millennials, still good times, creating weak men. However, everything changed when the recession attacked. And once the recession happened, you run out of those good times. The Obama era was decent, but it wasn't great for a lot of people. And now it's getting worse. The Obama era was like the last good part right before things went to shit. You know? So it's just like, Gen X. I'm not gonna say we've had it worse than any other time in history. Economically, technologically speaking, lifespan speaking, we have it better than any other time in history. That's no lie. Any other time in history, you know, infant mortality was super high. Lifespan was super low, you know. For most of human history, you were lucky to make it to the age of 30. And, you know, we've improved that. That is not a lie. But in terms of United States history, it's getting pretty bad. We're in, you know, I don't want to exaggerate it. I really don't. I don't want to be like, oh, we're gonna die, everything sucks type thing. I don't want to be like that. But at the same time, this is one of the most dangerous times politically and economically and health-wise that the US has ever seen. The COVID-19 pandemic, what was it, number 5 deadliest in terms of like numbers of people killed? Yeah. And it's only been around 3 years. It's killed millions. Not a lot of diseases kill that many people that quickly. In terms of the population, like the actual percentage of the population killed, not the deadliest disease ever. But like, still, just in sheer numbers, it is mind-boggling how deadly COVID-19 is, and how nobody took it seriously. And how especially nobody took it seriously on the right. So, that fucking happened, and that fucked us over. So, again, we're not, I'm still not gonna say that I believe that Gen Z is the most fraught generation to have ever been born in, and that the Civil War people and all that shit, that they are, you know, that they were lucky because, you know, we have it so much worse. I'm not going to say that because that's not even remotely true. That's not even close to true. That's not even in the same ballpark as true. Same thing with, like, the people who lived through the Revolutionary War. That was a fucking terrible time. And nobody in their right mind is going to claim otherwise. You know, I have ancestors who fought in the Revolutionary War. And thankfully, like, thanks to their bravery and ingenuity and shit, they had themselves well off. They certainly made themselves a career or a living off of their heroism in the Revolutionary War. And you know, that is certainly true. Like, but all right. Like, it's certainly true that they made a good living, but absolutely they had to work harder than I do. I acknowledge that I'm fucking saying this while I'm playing a fucking video game. I am literally playing a video game where I can kill people and not have to have a second thought about it. My ancestors actually had to kill people, and they felt terrible about it. You know, I'll just say it, my ancestor was what was he? Brigadier General Daniel Morgan, leader of Morgan's Riflemen. If you've ever played, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking nerd saying this, but if you've ever played, what is it, Total War Empire, and you bought the DLC, he's in one of the DLC, so you might recognize him from there. You might also recognize him from The Patriot, because he's one of the inspirations for, what is his name? Benjamin Martin. I was about to call him Benjamin Gates, but that's the character from National Treasure. that's Nicolas Cage. But yeah, you know, he was a member of Congress after that, and he was a slave owner. So you can't really say he was all that good of a person. But, you know, he had hardships and he actually had to do shit. But given what we're about to head into, I would say that this is either the calm before the storm or the time where we choose to be better. So TLDR, I've been talking for a whole fucking hour about this. This came from literally, I couldn't stream a video game, by the way. I just want to point this out here, is that I'm making prophetic messages about the fate of America after I wasn't able to stream BioShock Infinite. But still, I find it a true statement, either way, no matter what the inspiration behind it is, that we are in either the death throes of the current world order, or we are facing a trial that we will succeed. Either we succeed or we fail. And that could mean the death of our civilization, our country, and our way of life as we know it, in the whole world order. And given the access to weapons that we have, it could mean a turning point for our entire species. We dropped the power of the sun on people before, and we've only gotten better at doing that. We've only gotten better at harnessing nuclear weapons. So if the current world order is threatened, and, you know, if we keep fucking shit up, we very well may see the collapse of our whole species. I was struggling to be like, our country, no. Our way of life, no. Literally, our entire species could die from a nuclear holocaust if, you know, the United States falls and, like, other countries start squabbling for power, you know. Everything could fall apart, you know. We've been worried that Putin was going to drop the nukes on Ukraine or on America for helping Ukraine. And that's still a very real possibility, you know, as this war continues. And, you know, even as Putin is losing, you know, as Ukraine is sending missile strikes into Russia, you know, it becomes a very real possibility that Vladimir Putin just drops the nukes. And we don't even have to worry about the crises that are about to happen or are happening in America, because we just get nuked off the face of the earth anyway. But if the United States does come to a head, and all these ideas that we've been talking about, you know, capitalism and how it's currently failing, and oligopolies and economics in general as we know it, given all of these technological advances and the I guess rather lack of advancement behind it, and like how we haven't been able to handle it as a species, because like in the last 100, 200, 300 years, our understanding of technology has just skyrocketed. We went from subsistence farming in the 1700s to literally having the entirety of human knowledge in our pockets everywhere we go, and supercomputers and fusion power and ion engines, and putting rovers on Mars and shit in 300 years. And I don't know if any species on Earth or in the fucking universe could handle all of that change in such a relatively short amount of time. In like 3 human lifetimes, 3 or 4 human, like average human lifetimes nowadays, the world has completely changed, and that shit is fucking scary. And it I don't think any species, any organic species at all, least of which humans, could handle that much change. And I'd like to be optimistic. I'd like to say that the human race is capable of, mastering all these problems, fixing capitalism, fixing the partisanship, fixing the energy crisis, fixing the resource crisis, fixing the climate crisis. But, we've never seen any intelligent life. We've had 14 billion light years of observation. So within 14 billion light years, or, well, maybe that's not true, but, within, several billion light years, there hasn't been any signal from anywhere. Obviously, from the places that are 14 billion light years away, we're just seeing them being created, so obviously there wasn't, an intelligent life form there yet, but, within, a reasonable amount of time for, life to develop and, intelligent life to develop, we haven't seen it in all the places around us. We haven't gotten any signals or anything like that. So maybe no species can handle that. Maybe that's the answer to the Fermi paradox in the Drake equation, is there is no intelligent life because once they get to this stage, once they get to the spacefaring stage, it becomes too much for them and they all die. Maybe that's it. And we don't have any other examples to draw from. There are no, like I said, there are no other intelligent life forms in the universe. So also we can't get any answers about it, but we also can't draw any inspiration from them to be well, how did you fix it? And so we can't see how we're supposed to do it. We have to figure it out all by ourselves. And shit, that's really scary. And I understand the urge to, like I was saying, diffuse the responsibility to sort of, say, well, there's nothing we can do about it. I've lost all motivation. I'm just going to just let this happen. I understand that urge. But at the same time, everybody's doing that. And if everyone does it, then nothing happens. So we all have to do our part. We all have to do something, Maybe I could do more. I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I don't think I could do that much more. But you know what? I will give my oath to all of you, to everyone who watches this video. You need to hold me to it. But I give my oath that I am going to try, at least. I'm going to do my best to try and be the example that I was talking about, someone who will go out and do my part and actually do something about it. I will actually try. So hold me to that, everyone. I will do that. I will actively try and do something, when I hit 25, I'll run for Congress or something. I don't know. Sure, why not? I'll run for the House of Representatives or something. I could run for office earlier if I wanted. Given the area that I'm in, and my political beliefs, I don't know if that would be all that successful. But maybe a lot of the people in my area were running unopposed, and I could just be like, hey, I'm not a Republican, vote for me. And that could be my entire thing. And given how the red wave turned out, people might actually vote for me. So maybe I could do that. I don't know. It's a thought. So yeah, I think maybe I could do that. Maybe not accept any corporate money and keep money at least out of my politics, and I could actually make some decisions that benefit people. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. If anyone knew what the answer was and had the balls to do it, we wouldn't be in this issue. We wouldn't be in this crisis or in these crises, because it's more than one. It's more than one, and that is partially what's making it so complicated. Is that, yeah, there's not just one thing wrong with America. There's like hundreds. So we've just got to focus on that. But, you know, I'll try. I give my commitment to try, and since you're watching this and you're committed to making sure I try, I'm gonna also say that you need to try as well. So if you watch this, if you get to this point in the video, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And second of all, you need to step up and try and be better and be one of those people who breaks into the whole breaks the mold and says, hey, I'm not going to let someone else take accountability, or I'm not going to let someone else take accountability and like be the first one to do their part so that way I can follow behind them. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to step up. I'm going to do this. You know, be that kind of person. Be the kind of change you wish to see in the world. I don't know if that was FDR who said it. It sounds like him. And I like FDR, so I'll say that it was him. I don't think it was. But, yeah, be the kind of change you want to see in the world. Maybe it was JFK? I don't know. But, yeah, do something good. Be good. That's all I can ask of you is for you to try and do that. So, yeah. Go ahead and try for me, please. And, yeah, I think rant's over. I've been talking for about an hour, going off on a lot of tangents. I'm sure it's probably very frustrating to listen to, honestly. But that's okay. Yeah. I hope you did listen all the way through. If you did, thank you. Yeah. I'm a little bit tuckered out from talking so long. So, yeah. Thank you. I'll try and complete this mission for the rest of the stream, and then I'll turn it off. But, yeah, that's the end of what I had to say. But, yeah. Oh, no. Alright. I want to say something, and I want it to not just be like a long-winded rant/tangent thing. I want to combine all of what I'm saying into a short, succinct little thing. Yeah, I want it to be short and snappy, okay? Because I've been talking for a long while, but I want to make something short and sweet. So basically, my whole point is, right now, everybody's divided. Nobody's holding each other accountable, or themselves or each other, and nobody wants to take responsibility for making things better. So that's sort of the root of all of our problems. And I'm committing, and you guys should also commit to doing your part to making sure that you do take responsibility, you do hold yourself accountable, and that you do indeed help fix the world. Because if we don't, there might not be a world to fix. And that's the point I was making. Put succinctly. Thank you, brain, for finally deciding to work. It is nice when my brain decides to work. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I'll probably upload 2 separate videos with a with my main point just sort of shortened, and then with my whole point differently, like uploaded like all the way. But yeah, I think definitely this is going on YouTube, so that way people can actually see it afterwards. I'm gonna highlight it on Twitch, obviously, but I think this is very important, and I think that the main point should definitely go on YouTube by itself, so that way if people don't want to sit through this long-ass rant, people can just listen to my main points. Yeah. Although, honestly, I will say, sometimes it feels like we all know the problem. Well, alright, you know what? It is kind of true. No. Okay, I can't shoot this guy. Oh, maybe I could, but I have to melee him. Yeah. Anywho. It feels like a lot of us can admit the problem. So maybe those aren't my main points. Maybe it's also like everybody knows that we're diffusing responsibility, but we're still doing it. Everybody knows that we need to hold ourselves accountable, but we won't do it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there is no way to save the world. Fuck it. I don't know. But I guess we still need to try. Yeah, sure. I'm okay with that. I think that's a good point. I think that's a good way to leave it, is maybe there isn't a solution, but literally it's the survival of our species, so if we don't try, what the fuck is... Like, what are we even doing if we aren't even trying to survive? Yeah, I don't know. Not really my whole purvey. I'm just a business student. Businessman as well. Business owner, but business student. And yeah. Maybe take it from a grain of salt, considering I am just a fucking streamer on Twitch. A pretty unsuccessful one at that, you know? I've made $51 from Twitch ever in my entire life. Made as in, like, actually received. I've made more than that, but they don't pay it to you until you reach a certain threshold. So, yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think, you know, you've got to hear it from somebody. You might as well hear it from me. Because the sooner you do hear it, the sooner you can actually put it into practice. Maybe. You know, it's never too late to do it. It's never too late to actually listen and learn and do the things. So, go ahead and do it. Even though you might not think that I'm fully qualified for it. You know, everyone else is saying the same fucking thing. You know? Everyone else is saying the same thing. You know, we've got to do the things. That it feels like a fucking empty placation when I say it. I admit. That is, yeah. I freely admit that. I'm gonna tell that Swag Panther guy thank you. Oh shit, I accidentally just launched a missile.
That was a...
Yeah. Anywho. it's so hard to actually, like, say these things in a consistent way, in a way that's convincing. Yeah. It's I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to convince you of doing it. Yeah. I just need to I just needed to say it out loud. Voice my frustrations with the world.